You were lucky. Only vacancy we have. This is a busy season.
You see, Joe, I told you they'd make room for you.
Yeah, he was here once before, wasn't he? I started here 6 months ago.
I know it won't take long this time, Joe. You just need some rest. You're just a little down.
Joseph K. Hammond, age?
Well, can't we take care of this after he goes to his room? I mean, he hasn't slept for days. He needs some rest. Joe, it's 4:30. You've been working over 24 hours. Oh, come to bed. You've got to get some rest.
I don't need rest. I'm the best, Mary. Sleeps for creeps. You keep the night bright. Dance with me, Mary. Romance with me. Romance. Romance. Romance with me, Mary.
Come on, Sarge, give him a break. Just check his old charts in from last time.
When Dr. Seltzer sees these blanks, I'll tell him you said that.
You do that.
Come on, it'll be fine.
Come on, Mr. Hammond. We're going to take you to the executive suite.
If you want to shave, call me and I'll get you an electric.
Well, have the rules changed? I mean,
This
last time...
condition has changed. No house privileges until we see a marked improvement. Anything else? Penknives, glasses, pills?
Oh, Joe. Joe, listen, I gotta get back to the kids now, huh? You'll be fine. They helped you before, Joe. You'll see. Everything will be all better, huh? I'll call you later, honey.
Maybe I'm out of line, Joe, but I'd just like to know what happened to you in the last 6 months. When you left here, your head was pretty straight. Look at you now. You're a mess. What was it? The bottle? Drugs? All right, breakfast in 10 minutes.
I am not hungry.
Then the morning roll call at 9, Dr. Seltzer at 10:30, then occupational therapy or volleyball. Here. Tom, will you take the chair?
See you roll call, Joe.
Ah, excellent. You've arrived. First, we'll take your temperature. That's it. And we'll check your pulse, get you squared away and introduce you around. You probably know a lot of people here. I understand that you were here before. Oh, I don't know how to tell you this, Mr. Hammond, but your right pulse isn't working at all. Oh, your left, on the other hand, is working twice as fast. Good. Now, we'll just put them together.
This is wood. That's a wooden thermometer.
Allow me to introduce myself, sir. David Murray is the name. I am your roommate and caretaker. And I also give psychiatric advice for 5 cents an hour or any portion thereof. So just let it tumble out whenever the need hits you. I am here to help, sire. You see, it's working already. Now, let me help you. It has been my experience in several, numerous sojourns here and other such confines that there is nothing better for a nut than a nut. I'm a very busy man, Mr. Hammond. I have all kinds of patients to look into and lots of paperwork, but I'm going to give you as much time as I possibly can. That's time for breakfast. Then the fun begins. I do love the morning sessions. They seem to catch more truth in the mornings. During the day, we learn to lie a little better.
Insight. Stories of modern man's search for meaning, freedom, love, insight.
Depression is something we all have to deal with. Sometimes it's caused by exhaustion, either physical or emotional. A good night's sleep or a day off is all that it takes to restore our joy in living. But sometimes the causes of depression go deeper. Perhaps we've begun to look for happiness in the wrong place, in things instead of in people. Or perhaps we've begun to expect the wrong things from ourselves. Other people have their problems, but not us. We have it made. We can do anything. Pain has no place in our lives. We're all tempted to play God. But the real world soon shatters that illusion. And when it does, we may lapse into self-hatred and become very, very despondent. What is the remedy? How can we get comfortable with our human limitations? How can we grow out of our depression, regain our joy in life, our capacity to love? Accept your humanity. Know that it's all right at times to be weak and needy. Open yourself to the love of those around you, and do what you can to return that love.
I'm Agnes, and I feel better today than I did yesterday. And my husband's coming today to take me out to have my hair fixed. I'm knitting him a scarf.
You know your husband's dead. You're just making it up.
That's enough, Billy. Go ahead, Agnes.
The doctor says I can leave within a week or so. I'll probably stay with my son and his wife since my husband is ill.
You'll never get out of here if you talk like that.
And today, I'm going to finish this scarf for
That's
him.
very good. Very good. Now, tell us your name.
You know my name.
Well, come on. Let us hear you say it. Mr. Miller.
Mr.
Miller.
M-I-L-L-E-R, Miller.
Mr. Miller, this is very helpful to the others. You're holding us up.
I don't want to talk! Troublemaker, that one. I've tried my best to work with him.
All right,
Bad
Murray,
news.
please, you'll have your turn. Now, would you please stop wearing white? You're throwing people off. They think you work here.
Madam, I do work here. My work is wherever I go. And my job is saving souls from the likes of you.
All right, Murray, sit down. We'll talk to you later, Mr. Miller.
My name is Billy, and I came in here very upset because they tried to take my baby away from me. See, these aren't from razors like a lot of you. They're from breaking handcuffs when they tried to take away my baby. The two cops couldn't stop me. If I want to do something, I'll do it.
How do you feel today, Billy?
I feel better. The doctor says that I'm losing my hostilities, and my husband says that if I keep improving, then maybe Sunday, maybe I'll be able to go for a walk with him and my baby girl. I'm really much better. I'm really well enough to see my baby.
That's good, Billy.
See, I just want to see my baby
All
again.
right, Billy, sit down now. Good. Good girl. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Joe Hammond.
You were here before. I remember your drawings on the bulletin board.
Joe came back because he needs a little more help. How are you feeling, Joe?
My name is Joe Hammond. And I feel. And I don't have any feelings.
Well, it's arts and crafts, isn't it? Arts is supposed to be arts and crafts now.
Yes, it's
Let's
arts
get to
and
it.
crafts, so let's arrange the chairs.
Hey, Joe. You remember Maria from last time? Lopez tells me that you helped her a lot. She's a little dizzy now, Joe. She just came back from shock therapy, so maybe she don't remember you right now.
I remember you, Joe. Have you come back to help me, Joe? You've come back to help me like you did before.
Leave me alone. I can't help anybody. I can't even tie my own shoes. Go get your help from a doctor.
Well, that's perfect, Joe. That's just what she needed. Thanks for nothing. Come on, Maria.
Wacko! Talk about wacko. Wow, she's some case. They practically had to pull her in from the ledge last week. You know, she actually squeezed through the bars. See, that shock therapy doesn't help a bit. It just gives you these headaches that won't quit.
So, what was so terrible out there that you're on this kind of a trip? Will you tell me, Joe?
You got a lot of people who really want your help, Doc. Well, don't waste your time with me.
Joe, there's a point that a patient reaches where he really kind of enjoys his misery. It's a dangerous place, Joe.
It's a dangerous place, Joe.
What about Mary and the kids? Don't they count? You used to write them every day when you were in before.
My dear children. Doctor says I may get to come home Easter. They're better off without me, Doc. I been getting along 2 or 3 hours sleep a night. You understand? I wake up in the middle of the night. There's one night I actually took the car, tried to find a place on Mulholland Drive to drive off, kinda. I figured it could look like an accident. At least I could leave him some insurance, you understand? And I realized, as I was heading right toward that cliff, that I had started 8 suicide notes. I'd crumple them up, and I'd put them in a wastebasket at work. So those suicide notes, they frightened me because I thought maybe somebody might find them. And there goes the insurance.
Go on.
Why? I sound like a B movie. Can you beat that, Doc? I'm so far gone, I can't even try to kill myself without botching it up.
At least you haven't lost your sense of humor.
Don't tell me from funny, Doc. I made my living being funny. I wrote about funny little German cars. And I can't even write a suicide note about 8 drafts. I couldn't put down a declarative sentence telling about how I wanted to kill myself.
I'm sure it's temporary, Joe.
No, it's not! You tell that to my creditors. 3 months! I couldn't put anything together on that typewriter.
Well, I'll see you again tomorrow, Joe.
I could use something to help me sleep, Doc, please.
Now, I want you to keep yourself busy until our next appointment. I don't want you spending all your time in your room. All right, Joe?
You're an artist, Joe. Give us a hand with some of our patients who have talent.
Go away, will you, Lopez? Go away, leave me alone, Lopez, please.
I'll tell them you're not feeling well. Maybe tomorrow, Joe.
Pills. Sleeping pills. They've been trying to force them on me for the past 4 weeks. But you see, I very cleverly tuck them under my tongue when Nursey Clu gives them to me, and then I remove them thusly after she leaves.
You mean you haven't taken any of your medication?
They're trying to dull my power. I'm much too clever for them, though. I'm curing myself organically by helping others.
You're a real bona fide nut. Aren't you, David? I knew a guy like you once. He played games like you played. His name was Joe Hammond. That's me.
Aha. You flatter yourself, sire. 2 times in this institution merely qualifies you for the semi-pro list. On the other hand, when you've done time behind the big walls, with the padded rooms and the wet sheets. Well, that was before, though, before I began to cure myself by curing others. I probably won't ever need pills again. One is much happier when one is helping others. It's time for my rounds. Delaney. I have to go to see Delaney. He's the junkie in 403. And then on to my analyst. Have to dream up a few lies to blow his mind. He's much too smug. And the serious cases. Miller. Did you see Miller this morning?
Yes, I know Miller.
He has a plate in his forehead, you know. Frontal lobotomy. I can't seem to make it with Miller. Very hostile, very hostile. He was a POW, you know. Apparently they played some little games with him that he can't forget. I think the lobotomy was a mistake. A couple of acupuncture needles in the heart would have done the trick. Oh, and then Maria. Very difficult, very serious. Did you know that she was raped by her father when she was 12?
Don't waste your time on her, David. She likes her misery.
Oh. Well, you know all about that, don't you, sire?
Hey, Joe, how do you feel? Listen, I understand you're a pretty good pool shot. Come on, why don't you join me in a game of pool?
No, I pass, man. I pass on that one.
Listen, I'm sorry I yelled at you. Hey, that was a lousy thing what you did to Maria. Hey, Joe, everybody's got problems.
Yeah, everybody got problems, Joe.
Look, she's in a room. You really put her on a down trip. Now, why don't you just stop by there and just talk
Why don't
to
you
her?
mind your own business, Tom?
Okay, have it your own way, partner. Maybe you ought to stay away from her.
So what about it, Joe? Is it just your work? There must be something you can do if you really can't write anymore.
My old man was out of work for 4 months, but he found something. He's selling vacuum cleaners from door to door. I mean, you too proud to do an honest day's work? You're big and you're strong. Get a job. Stop wallowing in self-pity.
Won't you shut up? Will you please just shut up? Get off my back!
The doctor prescribed something for you, Joe.
I tell you, he's nuts. All I said was he should have been in the big war, and he came at me like a tiger. He gave out information.
Oh, yes.
To the enemy.
It's all right. It's over.
Coward.
Now we're gonna take a nice walk.
3 days here, and at least you're starting to participate a little.
I know that if you play the game, you get out, and I want to get off the merry-go-round, Doc.
You think you're ready, Joe?
No. I know if you got out too early, you may come right back. Or go someplace worse. Upstate, my roommate's alma mater.
Yes, Murray. He's a semi-regular.
Why is he here instead of up there, Doc?
Oh, Murray has kind of a messianic complex, Joe. But in his case, it seems to help others. And that's what you're all here for. You know, with all we know about medicine and the mind, one thing that seems to work best is working and being around others.
Other wackos?
Oh, we're all a little nuts, Joe. But I guess that's part of what it means to be human. We hurt, we can't do all the things we want to do, but a place like this lets us know that it's all right to be weak and imperfect, to be human. Lets us know that we have to reach out to others, to help others. Oh, but let's get back to you. How do you feel today?
How do you feel today, Marie?
I feel good.
Good.
Because you're here. And you're holding my hand.
That's right.
And you won't hurt me.
No, I won't hurt you, Maria, and no one else will hurt you. And if you really believe that no one will hurt you, and nobody can hurt you, we can only hurt ourselves, Maria. Do you know that?
I believe you, Joe. But you're going away. You're going home.
Oh, hey, come on now, Maria. Yes, I'm going home, but you have my number. Don't you have my telephone number? Well, you keep that number, Maria. And let me tell you, when you need help, you call me. And I promise you, I'll be there. I'll be right there whenever you need me. I'll be there. Okay? Good.
What are you thinking, Joe?
Maria, she called twice, and I didn't even return the call, Doc.
No, that was before. Try it again. You're getting better, Joe. You'll be back at your typewriter again in no time.
Joe, New York is screaming. We're gonna have to turn the copy over to one of the other guys.
Yeah, Debs, I got 30 pages of notes here for a one-page commercial. I can't put it together. I can't put it together. I can't.
Why don't you take the weekend off? We all hit these dry spots.
Oh, Debs, you wouldn't know a good piece of copy if you stepped on it. You need 12 guys to tell you when you like it.
Oh, come on.
Oh, get on my back! Get off my back. Get off my back!
mother. Lopez, people knock. I mean, no privacy around here.
Oh, anger, huh? That's healthy, healthy. You know, you're something else, Joe. It's just hard for me to believe it's the same guy I met 6 months ago. I really thought you were something then. I'd have bet no way you'd ever come back here. How did you crash like this?
You really want to know,
Yeah,
Lopez?
I really want to know.
Lopez!
Yeah, Joey, there aren't enough men around. I figured you were one of them. I don't like to be wrong. I can't afford it in guesses about
You've been
guys
burned
like
a few
you.
times, huh?
Yeah.
Taken advantage.
You know, I took a look at you, and I took a look at your wife, and I envied her. Yeah, I envied her. I said, he's got a little problem. He could use some help, but this is a man. This is the kind of guy I want. You turn me on a little, Joe. How about that? Oh, not enough to forget that you were married or a patient, but you got to me.
Oh, boy, oh, boy. True confessions of super nurse.
Yeah, but I was wrong. You're a stiff. You're a spineless, weak stiff.
Oh, so the helpers need help around here. That's what I thought. I know something about you, Lopez. Physician, heal thyself. Your mother wanted a boy. And your father wanted a boy. And so did you. I'm sorry, Lopez. When I started to come apart, after the last time I found out I was all hot air malarkey, Lopez, I wasn't doing myself any good around here. I was doing my little act. Playing games like my roommate. I'm a manipulator. I manipulated people. You remember the last time? I'm a word merchant. I mean, I write on paper. Oh, boy, do I write. And when I'm red hot, I can talk pretty good, off the cuff. And all of a sudden, I wasn't sure, Lopez. I started to stumble. And pretty soon my fingers stopped working. And I couldn't think. And one day I found myself fumbling for change at a cigarette counter, and I couldn't ask for directions, and I couldn't ask my wife to help me because I was too proud.
I got a cat, Joe. You can stroke a cat, but you don't get much love back from them. I scared more guys off with my tough self-assured.
Hey, look, Lopez, wait a minute. Look, I think you've been working around creeps like me too much. We're sickies around here, and you need to change your job. You need to clear out of here. What do you think?
Yeah, I almost forgot your wife called. She'll be able to see you tomorrow. Well, afternoon. Better get the crew shaped up. We got ourselves a full moon.
Hey, come on, Lopez. You're not superstitious. That full moon. Don't give me that full moon stuff. I don't want it.
Lopez, you better check the high-intensity area. There's rumblings down there. Miller's acting up again, and Maria's at the end of her tether.
I don't know what we do around here without you.
What happens to my papers? Miller just beat somebody up. He's picking on people and everything. I'm going to take care of him myself. I can't stand violence, but I won't take cruelty from people.
Come on, Murray. You're not a doctor. Now shape up. Don't cause any waves around here, man. You're not going to get out of here. And that's the truth.
Should I? I like it here now, you know. I'm on the privilege list. I can go home anytime I want to. My mother and I are getting along fine, and my old girlfriend... What do you... Don't you try to confuse me. I'm the doctor here. Don't try and take my job away from me. Ah, you stole Billy's pulse, didn't you? Now you have to give it back to her, don't you?
Did you hear about Maria? She was in her room and he broke in and attacked her. He worked her over pretty good.
And let me tell you, when you need help, you call me. And I promise you, I'll be there. I'll be right there whenever you need me. Get off my back!
I want to get off the merry-go-round, Doc.
did it. I took care of him. He's not going to pick on anybody anymore. I fixed Miller's clock, Joe. I just walked right in there, and they had him strapped from the bed. They thought I was an orderly.
Murray, what did you do?
Poured the lighter fluid on him, and then I lit it. It's like a Roman candle.
Oh, Murray, no. My God, no, Murray.
Murray! You shouldn't have done that.
Is he dead?
No, we were lucky that the nurse threw a blanket over him before he burned too badly. You know what this means, Murray? Huh? You could have killed him.
Vengeance is mine.
Come on, we'll pack your stuff later, Murray.
Joe?
Gotta take you to a safe place.
Maria needs a friend now. You ought to go and try and help her.
I can't help anybody. I can't help anybody. I can't help anybody.
Get thee well. Get thee well and hide thee from this place. You were not meant for these confines, sire. Return to your wife and your life and your strife.
Get off my back, Murray!
What is it, Joe?
Maria, there's someone here to see you. It's Joe.
Are you gonna hurt me, Joe?
Not gonna hurt you, Maria. You're a very lovely person. Can I hold your hand? It's gonna be all right now, Maria. We're going to help each other. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right.
Insight is a production of the Paulist Fathers, a group of Catholic priests who seek to share the good news of God's love with all their brothers and sisters in the human family.